friends, welcome back or welcome to the channel. If you're joining us for the first time, my name is T and this is my YouTube channel, Crumpsy and Sewing. So in today's video, we are going to take a look at some of the patterns, dress patterns that I want to make for 2023. So although this isn't like a traditional sewing plans video where I share with you what I'm going to make throughout the month, I do want to share with you some of the dress patterns that I have in my stash that I am dying to make. So these are dress patterns that I haven't made before, or I made maybe once or twice before, and I wanted to revisit them, and I had plans to revisit them, but I just haven't done so. So this year I have made a plan and a goal to revisit or to make some of these dress patterns that I haven't made before or I have waited too long to make. So with all of that said, we're going to go ahead and get into the video and take a look at some of these dress patterns. And I also want to say I want to share with you some of the fabrics that I intend to use for some of these patterns. So this is somewhat of a fabric and pattern pairing video. I don't have all the fabrics that I intend to pair with some of these because I'm waiting for some of my fabric to come in the mail from Minerva and from Mood Fabrics so that I can share with you some of those plans as well. So stay tuned for an unboxing video for my Minerva haul. So you'll see that here pretty soon. But in today's video, I'll share with you as much as I can, and I'll put images of all of the different fabrics that I did purchase and I intend to pair with these patterns. I'll put those here on the screen as you can look throughout the video and you can see what those are. And I'll try to make sure that I put the links to these in the description box below for those fabrics that are available. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and get into today's video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to talk about the Butterick B6759 first. Now this is a dress pattern that I've been wanting to make for a couple of years now. I think it came out not last year, but the year before last for a spring collection. I don't know if it was the early spring or the later spring, but I really like this. It's a sleeveless dress that has a V neckline. Here's the illustration here. It's got buttons going down the center front skirt. I don't know if those buttons are functional or not. The center back has an invisible zipper. So again, it's probably just a detail there. For the type of fabric that I want to use, I probably wouldn't put buttons on my dress. But I absolutely love this style and cut of skirt. I like the fact that it doesn't have sleeves, so that way you can just put on like a sweater or something like that, or a little bolero, depending on what season you're in and what you want to do for the dress. I think it's going to be something that I really want to have in my wardrobe this year. So it also comes in cup sizes. So you have A, B, C, D cup sizes, which I really love because, you know, most patterns from the big four are drafted for B cup. And so when you have those cup variations, you just get a better fit and a better contour around your bust, especially for garments like this that is somewhat fitted around the bust there. So I really like this pattern, and I'm thinking about using this fabric here, which is a twill fabric that I picked up from Mood Fabric last year. I love this fabric. It's just so fun, so drapey. I love this fabric, and I can see wearing this paired with a pair of blue heels because you have, you know, the blue flowers here, or a pair of rose colored heels as well. So I really like this, and I'm hoping to get this done. Now with most of the projects that I'm going to be sewing this year, the fabrics that I am suggesting here in the video are not set in stone, but with this one, I think I'm gonna pretty much go with my gut on this, and I think it's going to be really cute paired with this. If I can't find like a cardigan or a bolero or something like that to match the dress, I'll probably go back and purchase more of this fabric and make myself a bolero or something like that. or I would just draft myself a little small cap sleeve, and so that way I can still actually wear a cardigan if I find a cardigan that I like later on down the line, and also have a sleeved garment there, so that way it can extend not just through the summer, but part of the fall as well. So I really like this idea, and I'm hoping to make this year. Here's another dress pattern that I really want to make this year. This is the Simplicity S9463, which is a Mimi G pattern. I want to make this variation here, which is view B, with the little flounce around the skirt there. I really like this. It's very detailed. One of the reasons why I didn't make it last year is because I was just trying to finish up projects that I had already had in queue, and I just never got this on the list. But I really want to make this here next year or this year. And the fabric suggestions are denim, linen types, poplin, rayon, sateen, shirtings, and twill type fabrics. Now, since the denim is going to be a little bit more heavier in weight, I figured I can definitely make it with like a sateen bottom weight type fabric. And so the fabric that I was thinking about using for this is this cow print. It's a black and white cow print fabric that I purchased from Mood last year. I think it will be just stunning with that. I haven't, like I said, put this in a silent set plan. There are a few other fabrics that similar in weight that I have that are like I said, similar in weight and also have this same colorway, like a black colorway with white or something like that. I think would be really fun to wear. So that's another pattern that I absolutely want to make this year. Whether or not I'll use this fabric for sure, I don't know, but I do think that those two would look good together. Next, I want to make these two Vogue patterns here. So this is the Vogue V1859. I got the size 16 to 24. And the fabric suggestions here are cotton type fabric. So you're looking at medium weight cotton fabrics, linen, and broadcloth, challis, those types of fabrics there, especially for like the contrast. It's calling for a challis for the contrast. So I was looking at this pattern here for this year, as well as the Vogue V1747, and I've been wanting to make this one for a while now. It's a button-up shirt dress, which also call for medium weight cotton fabrics. So I'm going to show you the fabric that I want to use for both of these projects. So I want to use this beautiful black dotted floral print that I purchased from Mood Fabrics. I'm going to open it up so you can see. So there's the print there, and I think this is really beautiful. This is a cotton sateen, so this is kind of like your medium weight fabric here, and I think either this pattern here or this pattern would be perfect for it, because both of these patterns have really small details, so you'll see a lot of the print. So I'm looking to make a dress that doesn't have so many details that you break up the flowers, or you can't really see the flowers, or the details of the design get lost or hidden in the print. So that's one of the reasons why I am choosing these styles of dresses, because you don't have a lot of details with them. And I think it would be really fun to use this print with either one of these patterns. But you let me know in the comment section below which one of these patterns you think will look good with this. Next, I want to refocus my attention on the Butterick B6723. So I have the size extra small to medium here, and the suggested fabrics are double georgette, challis, rayon, and crepe fabrics. And you have two different variations of a dress. You have this rounded hem dress, and then you have just a regular dress. Both dresses have elastic in the waistline, buttons on the center front of the garment, and you do have sleeve variations. So for view A, you have a puff sleeve with elastic at the bottom of the hem, and with view B, you have a gathered sleeve with so the sleeve is gathered at the sleeve head, and then you have this tie detail at the lower edge of the sleeve. So I made this pattern, but I made it without the buttons going down the center front. I actually put my center front on fold, but I am going to make this pattern again, and I'm going to make it in collaboration with someone, and so I'm really excited about doing this. I also want to make an in addition to this pattern, I also want to make the Southport dress. Now, the Southport dress by True Bias I made before, and it's very similar to this dress here. However, you don't have any sleeves, so it's sleeveless. And so you are putting bias binding around the armhole area. And then also the neckline calls for bias binding as well. This here, the neckline calls for bias binding as well. You don't have any facings or anything like that. The only difference is with the Southport dress, you have an elastic channel that you're placing on the top of the dress, and you're putting a tie belt through that channel, and you're cinching in your waist with the tie belt. This one actually has elastic in the elastic band channel instead of a drawstring. And it's inside the dress instead of outside the dress. So they're very similar in some ways, but they also have unique details that are unique to each pattern. So I want to, again, redo this pattern here. So I'm going to remake this pattern, and I also want to remake the Southport dress this year. For this pattern here, I haven't actually selected my fabric. Like, it's not set in stone. However, I thought about using this same print here, which is a rayon batiste. I think that's how you pronounce that fabric here. So this is basically a rayon viscose fabric from Mood, which is really, really beautiful. So I thought about using this for this here, or for the Southport dress. I haven't decided what I'm going to make with this fabric. Again, it's just one of my ideas. The other fabric that I thought about, because this is, to me, this is like a really colorful Valentine's type fabric. And so that's one of the reasons why I would love to make something with this for Valentine's Day. So I really like the idea of doing that. My other idea would be to make something with this fabric here, which is a really beautiful white, red, and green cherry challis fabric. And I absolutely love this fabric. It's very drapey. I do think it may require a lining because it's white. And let's see here. I'm going to open it up so you can see it. So it's kind of, it's not transparent, but it is somewhat translucent. Like, you can see the back of my hand a little bit with it. So I don't know if I would just make the dress and put a slip under it, or if I should make the dress with a lining. I haven't decided yet, but I would definitely think that something like that would be really cute for Valentine's Day, especially with the little flirty tie details. I absolutely love this idea, and I think I'm leaning more towards this idea here than the idea of making it with the black and white dotted fabric. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about the pair of these. Now, this is a pattern that I've actually have been wanting to make for some time. I'll put the image here. I have it in my stash, but I haven't been able to pull it out yet. But the fabric that I want to use for this is this fabric here, again, from Mood. A lot of my fabrics that I'm going to be using this year is from Mood. I have a lot of Mood fabrics in my stash that I just need to get out of my stash before I decide to purchase any more. but I want to do views A or B. So view A is the knee length and view B is the maxi length. Now I don't have enough fabric right now to make view B, but if I were to make view B, I would just go back and get some more of this fabric. So yeah, they do have quite a bit of this in stock, and so I would go back and get some more if I were to make view B. So this fabric here is a really beautiful cotton voile fabric, and it's very spring-like, and I think with this upcoming season it would be just perfect. Now what I like about this fabric is, although it's a voile, because of the colorway and because of the background, you don't really you can't really see through it like most voiles, and so I don't think that I would actually need to line this, especially if I wear this like in late spring and early summer, or even late summer. This would be just perfect, and I wouldn't even need to really line it. So anyway, I thought about this fabric for that McCall's pattern. There are other fabrics that I was thinking about for that McCall's pattern as well. I love the fact that with that McCall's pattern, you have loops going down the center front, and that's how you're going to close the garment up, with loops and shank buttons. And so that's a style that I've been wanting to make for a while. And so I definitely want to get that pattern as well as this fabric out of my stash. And so I thought about doing something like that. Next, I want to make the Butterick B6673. So this is another cute little summer dress. So I purchased this in the size 14 to 22. And the fabric suggestions are crepe, challis, linen, and cotton blends. I really love this little fit here. I would like to make view probably A or even view B, depending on how much fabric I have. So I have this fabric here that I purchased from fabric.com before they closed. I'm still sad about that. But it's a really beautiful black, white, and purple fabric. So you can see like these purple flowers on the face of the fabric, and on the background you have a black and white dotted fabric here. So I really like this. This is a rayon challis, and I think I have about 3 yards, maybe 2.5 to 3 yards of fabric here. And I really like this, and I think it will be a really great summer dress that just would be great for me. So I thought about doing something like that. And you all know I love my cover-ups, and so I would make a cover-up for this, or use a sweater for it for times of the year where it calls for, you know, a sweater or something like that. So that way I can wear this throughout the year. So I thought about doing that this year, and it's another pattern that I'm dying to get out of my stash and to play with as well. So I'm hoping to get this done. So I also want to make the McCall's M8036 this year. It is a beautiful wrap dress that has 3 different patterns essentially in one envelope, because you're getting 3 different styles with different features and details. So for view A, you have this double flounce for your skirt. For view B, it's just your regular classic wrap dress that has ties on the side for closures. And then for view C, you have an asymmetrical button bodice. And then you also have buttons that extend down to the skirt as well for your closure. You have 2 different sleeve lengths. You have a short sleeve length with gathered sleeves and a band. And then you have a 3/4 length sleeve with a band at the edge of the sleeve as well. So I'm thinking about this fabric here that I purchased from Minerva. It hasn't come in the mail yet, but I am dying to get my hands on this fabric. It comes in 3 different colorways. It comes in gray, pink, and sage. I purchased the gray version and the pink variation. I purchased about 4.5 yards of the pink variation and the pink version. And so I'm going to be able to get a lot out of that. I'm hoping to do the McCall's M8036 with the pink variation, and then with the leftover fabric, I'm hoping to do maybe the pussy bow blouse by Sew Over It, or a slip dress or something like that. I didn't purchase the sage color, but now that I'm looking at these different colorways on the screen, I wish I did purchase it. I might have to go back and purchase some more. But as I stated before, I definitely want to make the pussy bow blouse, and I'm thinking about making the pussy bow blouse with either the gray or the pink variation. Whatever I have left over of the pink variation, I would probably make the pussy bow blouse, or I'm thinking about making the new Simplicity slip dress. So this is a really basic slip dress. You have lace around the neckline. Actually, you have two different variations. You have a short variation and a long variation. The short variation is the variation that has lace trim around the lower edge of your skirt. And that's the shorter version, and it looks like this here. And then your long variation, the one that you just seen, it doesn't have lace around the edge, but it does have lace around the neckline. So I like both, and I'm thinking about doing something like that with this. I also want to make the fringe dress by Chalk and Notch, which is this lovely dress pattern here. It has a dolman sleeve with buttons going down the center front. It has a button band and also a gathered skirt. So I really like this pattern. I've had it in my stash for quite some time, and I really need to get it out. So the fabric suggestions and the fabric that I am thinking about using is a rayon challis. So it does call for rayon challis, and I'm thinking about using this rayon challis here, which is a white and black spotted fabric that I purchased from fabric.com. I really like this fabric. It has a very fluid drape, and it's just really beautiful. I think that this would be so cute because you can pair it with so many different colors. And that's why I like these types of fabrics. I'm also thinking about this fabric here, which is a burgundy and white spotted fabric. And I was supposed to get this out of my stash last year for fall because it's a beautiful fall piece, but I was not able to do that. I'm hoping that this year I will be able to do that. So those are the two fabrics that I am thinking about using for the fringe dress. I have a lot of different challis in my stash, like I said, and I have a lot of choices, and so I am looking forward to using this dress pattern here this year, and I hope that I can accomplish my goals of getting this out of my stash. I definitely want to make this Khaliah pattern. This is an older pattern out of print. This is Simplicity 2566, sizes 10 to 18. You have basically a wardrobe pattern here. You have different options. You have a really nice billow top with a tie around the neckline and cuff details. You have a vest. You also have a pair of pants and a skirt, and then you also have a dress. So I am going to be using some sponsored fabric this year from Natita. She goes by So Natural Dane here on YouTube, and she does the hashtag BHM Pattern Designers Challenge, so Black Pattern Designers Challenge, every year during the month of February. And this year is the 5th anniversary of that. And not only is it a 5th anniversary, but she also has plans of hosting an event throughout February as well in Texas. I'll make sure that I include more information about that as the time approaches for that. But I definitely want to make this Khaliah pattern for the BHM Pattern Designers Challenge. And I'm thinking about doing View A, which is the dress. And I might even do the top as well. So we'll see how much I can get done in February and what February will look like for me. But definitely going to make the dress, and it will most likely be with the fabric that will be sponsored from Natita. I have not received that fabric yet, but as soon as I receive the fabric, I'll do a review and show you what it looks like. And just to tell you my plans video for BHM Pattern Designers, I usually make a couple things for the challenge, and so you'll see a plans video of that pretty soon, but this is definitely going to be on the list for this year. Next, I want to make the Charlie Caftan pattern by Closet Core Patterns. This is another pattern that I've been dying to get out of my stash. I want to do the maxi dress version, and if Crystal and I do the maxi dress challenge this year, I'll probably do the Charlie and Caftan. This will be our 5th anniversary for the challenge as well. I don't know if it's going to be based on maxi dresses or dress or skirts or tops, or we don't know yet. We haven't really come up with the theme or anything like that. But if it is maxi dresses because it is a maxi dress challenge. Most likely I'll probably make this Caftan here that I've been dying to make. I haven't decided on what kind of fabric I want to use for this yet, but I definitely want to get this out of my stash this year. Another pattern that I want to sew this year is the Friday Pattern Company Hughes dress. So this dress here is a very detailed dress. You have princess seams on the skirt as well as on the bodice, and so it's very detailed. You also have, I think this calls for woven fabrics, and so you're looking at those types of fabrics, like fabrics that are like cotton sateens and things like that. What I really like about Friday Pattern Company is that the size range is extra small to 7X, so it's really fun to have a pattern from Friday Pattern Company because they have really large size ranges, and so I really like that. And this is for intermediate sewers, and it calls for lining. And to be honest with you, because it's so detailed and it requires so much work, I just haven't gotten around to it, but I definitely want to make this year. This is another pattern that I want to make. It's by Deer and Doe. So this pattern here is so fun. It's so simple and easy. I'm so surprised that I haven't even made it yet. It's an older Deer and Doe pattern, but it has different options for your bodice. Like you have a bodice that you can put buttons down the center front, or you have a bodice that have a tie around the neckline. You have gathering on the shoulders there. You have bust darts, and then you have two different waistlines here. You have a waistline that have 3 channels of elastic, and then you have a waistline that has like 1 fat channel of elastic going around the waistline. And then as you can see, your skirt here is just a flared skirt, which comes in the same lengths there. So I really like this pattern. I haven't made it yet. It's definitely like a late spring, early summer because it has no sleeve. It just has like that small little cap sleeve there. But I definitely want to make this. This calls for cotton type fabrics. So it's fabrics such as poplin, chambray, batiste, Swiss dot, those types of fabrics. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't made anything with it yet, because I just can't figure out what type of fabric I want to use. I usually like challis or viscose or those types of fabrics for dresses that have this type of silhouette, especially because you have that really nice tie detail around the neckline, and I think that that will look so good with a challis or something like that. But this pattern doesn't call for challis, and so I've just been sitting on this pattern for some time now, trying to figure out what kind of fabric I want to use with it, and it just hasn't called to me yet. But I'm hoping this year I might get some kind of inspiration as to what kind of fabric I want to use with it, so I can get it out of my stash, because I really do like the pattern and I want to try it. The next pattern that I want to make this year is the new Look N6679. So this is a dress pattern that have a puff sleeve with a so you have 2 different sleeve variations. You have a straight sleeve, and then you have this really nice puffy type sleeve here that has a cuff at the lower edge of the sleeve. You also have the option of putting like this little bow on the center front. It has a high rounded neckline. Now I would open that neckline up and create a V neckline for mine instead of having that high boat round neckline. And then it has a straight skirt as well. Now the fabric suggestions here are silky type fabrics, crepe, crepe de chine, satin, poplin, soft lightweight linens, and ponte. So I have a fabric that's coming from Minerva, and I'll put it here so you can see what it looks like. It's a really gorgeous floral yellow and black fabric, and it is a soft crepe fabric. So it's not like your traditional textured crepe fabrics, and so it's a satin soft crepe, and I absolutely loved it, and I think I'm going to use it for this pattern here, which I think will be really fun. Again, I think I'm going to open up the neckline, and I have a pair of yellow open sandaled shoes that are scrappy that I think would be really cute with the fabric that I purchased for this project. So definitely want to make this pattern. Okay, I have a couple of more patterns, dress patterns that I'm thinking about making this year. So the first is the new Look N6696. So this is another dress pattern that I've been wanting to make for some time. And I would probably make view A. Now you have different backs here. So for view B, you have a center back seam, and you also have a zipper that you're putting down the center back. And for view A, you have an open back. I actually would like the closed back with the center back seam and the zipper for the bodice, but for the skirt, I would like to do this for the skirt. As you can see, you have panels, so that will be really fun, especially if you want to do some color blocking there for the skirt. So I really want to do this. I don't have a fabric in mind, but I would definitely use a rayon challis type fabric. Now this pattern calls for challis, crepe de chine, cotton blend, silky type, and rayon fabric. So I would definitely use either a challis or a satin, like a muted type satin type material for this project. I want to make this Vogue pattern. This is the Vogue V9328. It's a very easy Vogue option pattern. I chose the size 14 to 22. Now, remember the pink floral satin fabric that I showed you all and I told you I wanted to make a wrap dress with? I definitely want to use some of that fabric to make this here. So I would like to make view E here with the flutter sleeves, the V-neck. So cute. So cute. This pattern has cup sizes A, B, C, and D. Love my cup size patterns. So I thought about using this. Now, again, this might be for like the gray fabric. The pink fabric I might use the wrap dress for, but it doesn't matter to me which fabric goes where. I just think that both of those are going to look great in both of these patterns. So the McCall's pattern that I showed you all earlier, the wrap dress, that definitely would be cute with the satin material, as well as this dress here. I can just definitely see a really great satin dress in this as well. So yeah, that's what I want to do for this. And the fabric suggestions for this is crepe de chine, rayon, and challis, and lightweight broadcloth fabrics. So I think that this would be just so cute in that satin material as well. So those are my plans for this year. They're loose plans. Don't know if I'll get all these dresses done. You know, every year I say that I'm going to make a lot of these dresses, and then something new comes out in the big four or indie patterns that I really like, and then my plans change. But I do want to, I'm going into this year in 2023 with the mindset and the goal that I need to sew what I already have before I start sewing things that I don't have. So I definitely want to go ahead and start sewing a lot of these patterns, these dress patterns. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you did, please make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I hope to talk to you all in the next video. Bye.